Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday morning. Um, I guess most of you is probably over there in church already this morning. Um, I don't attend a brick and mortar church anymore, but I did a little Bible study this morning, and then I listened to a lot of hymns by the Lewis family. Y'all ever listen to the Lewis family? They are one of my favorite bluegrass. Well, now they've disbanded because of age, but I used to go see them in absolute person when I was much younger, and they were much younger. And they are the best bluegrass gospel group that's ever walked this face of this earth. I listened to quite a bit of them this morning, and then me and Kaya hung out for a while. But now Kaya went out to be with her mom, so I'm going to work on what I did. I'm going to be working on making a dress, sort of. Hopefully, here on my little See what I did here is this is how this came like this, but I took one of them and I cut off this top plastic piece, and then I added a bead so that she would have a head, because the dress really needs to have, she needs to be wearing a headpiece to make this one complete. Now I went and made a little one on this clothes peg doll, and this was kind of fiddly because it's so small, but I did it nonetheless. Okay, so what we're going to do now this morning, hopefully I get this done um, on this here little person, on this little mannequin or dress form or whatever we're going to call it. Now, like I told you before, the dress of the Iron Age ladies was, I'm going to name her Esther, because not Esther. I'm going to name her Ruth, because Ruth is one of my favorite ladies from the Old Testament, and so now I feel like I know how she was dressed. So what I'm going to do is I've got every piece of everything in their clothing was a rectangle shape. Every piece a rectangle shape. So I'm going to start with, this. Yes, I think this is what I plan to start with. Now, this is the only piece that I'm going to actually sew on. Yes, this one here, what I want to do is, let me see here. I try to be sort of ready for life here, but I don't know if I'm ready for life. I'm going to take this. Can I take this and this? There to there. No, that would be done. I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to make a little line here. This is the only piece that's going to have any sewing on it. So I'm just going to make a little line there. And that's where, oh wait a minute, and then I'm going to be sewing right here and right here. Okay, that's where I'm going to be sewing, where I put those lines. I'm going to iron this first, so it doesn't have them folds in there. Okay, and then I'm going to go over here to the sewing machine. You see what I did to my window? I'm not done with it yet. It's still going to get a valance up at the top. I know, I do the weird stuff. I'm just not normal. I had just a brown curtain up there, but who wants just an old brown curtain? And I had all this jewelry in a box. All these necklaces just in a cardboard box. They were donated to me by a beautiful, beautiful lady. And, oh gosh, let me get this red witch so I don't run out of thread. I don't want it to come out of the needle. Oh, it came out of the needle. Okay, it came out of the needle, you guys. So now I gotta rethread it, which is no big deal because it's got this automatic threader. And it'll automatically thread it as long as I do it right, and I didn't do it right, and now just look at my window while you wait. Okay. There's a couple other things I want to do to this window. It's going to get like stickers on it and stuff. Okay, now I'm going to stitch. And I'm just going to go ahead and stitch right along those two lines. And so on this part, not all of the garments that I've seen have got any stitching. This one's the only one that I've seen that needs to have some stitching. And so that's why I'm getting this stitched here, and then I'll show you. But like I said, it's again started with those two rectangles of fabric. And this is where I should have put you on pause, but I didn't. I'm making you watch me sew. But hopefully you just have your cup of coffee or whatever, because you're probably watching after you get back home from church. I used to go to church on a regular basis, regular. But now, I don't. You know why? Because I gotta be too close to the bathroom, too often. If I'm not, I might ruin their little pews. So I don't want to do that. Okay. Now just get to the bottom of this one, see right here. And okay. How come I can't talk and stitch at the same time? Looking at my beautiful window. I love all that jewelry on my window. I just think it looks beautiful. I'm gonna put a valance, which this quilt, this little small quilt I made, that's gonna be the valance, which is gonna be up there. But I didn't get that far yet. Alright. Okay, Pluto, do you really need to have all your legs right where my feet go? Okay. This dog, I'm telling you. This dog, I'm telling you. She's amazing. You are amazing, Pluto. But if you would scoot back a little bit and give me a little bit more leg room, it would be appreciated. Okay, so now, see, I just am slow. Okay, now what I'm going to do, see, now I did that stitching. Now I'm just going to cut inside of outside, I guess, outside of those stitch lines. And then I'm left with a rectangle that can be used in another part of clothing. And so, like I say, this is the only part now that needs any stitching. So now I'm going to just snip up that corner right there, so when I turn it, there. Now this is what they called the underneath their dress, their clothing, they wore a tunic. And this is what they called the tunic. And it was made like this. All right? And so it's made like that. And so we'll turn that. Gosh, I hope I made this big enough so it fits her. They made it loose, you know. They made all their clothes were loose and comfortable. And I certainly too wish I hope I made this wide enough. If not, I got to start over. Oh, here comes the midget. Hi, sweetheart. Are you going underneath? You got a cupcake. Are you going under the table with Pluto? Okay, so let me just get this pressed. And looks like I'm gonna have to looks like I'm gonna have it looks like I'm gonna have to put this on pause. Okay, watch out, that iron is hot right there. Oh, you gotta get in your cupcake. Oh. Okay, just a second. Okay. See how this boss girl, just a minute here, let me just iron this. Yes, that's what I would say too, is ow, ow, ooh. It is hot, I know, just a minute. I just want to iron this right here. And then I'm going to move it completely out of your way. Okay, and then we're going to put it on pause because I have a little grandchild here. And so here, now you've got it. Get in your chair. And where's my thing? And I'm going to pause this while we have a little commercial break here. Yeah, we're still waiting because Kaya's having a little bite of a cupcake for breakfast. Really looks good, doesn't it? Okay. Hang on, we'll be back. I'm drinking my cup of coffee while we're waiting. While we're waiting, I'll drink my cup. But I only had a half a cup. Only had a half a cup. Yeah. See, you see how big this cup is? This is pretty big cup. See, you can see. Well, anyway, okay, we'll go back to waiting. Okay, the little one got finished with her Mina time. Okay, so this is the tunic now. And so now we'll try it on for size and hopefully it fits. And so the tunic is almost like what we would wear, a slip. Ow, 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 pooch, jeez. Pluto, get all the way under the table. I'm telling you. Animals. Oh, okay. Oh, good, she's leaving. Okay. Now, the way they hold things together really is like with a brooch. Like if they needed to pin that together up the top there, they would use a brooch to do that. And so then the next step was to, what was the next step? The next step is they make a skirt. Okay? So to make the skirt, let's see. Okay, this goes to show how prepared or unprepared I am. Again, we use a now figuring they usually have like a woolen fabric or some kind of a, that wool that they may have woven into fabrics or something like that. Okay, I'm going to use okay, I'm going to use a piece of this fabric. Do I want to use this? Yeah, I'm going to use a piece of this fabric. But now they didn't make them real gathered up. So, so this one, let me see, I'll make it, how much do I need to go around her? I need to have about this much. Oops. Oops, her garment is coming off. All right, I'm going to cut off about this much. Oh, I am actually going to stitch a little bit more. Now, I'm sure they hand stitched and they didn't use a sewing machine, of course. So, but I am going to I'm going to do this just like they did. And so I'm going to just fold it over. There's one little fold there. And this is just how they did. Just that one little fold. And then there was some stitching done here to hold that fold down. And so we'll just stitch along, and we're making a tube. All right. Like a casing. All right, now. So I made that like a bit of a casing there. Now they would take and fold this over like this, and they would seam up that side, that seam. They would stitch in a like a fancy stitch that would show, almost like a embroidery stitch. It would be a fancy kind of a stitch that would go all the way around that bottom to hold that in. To hold that together. I'm not going to stitch it right now because that will take too much time, and we don't have it. We just don't have the time. So then they would take a excuse me, they would take a like a sashing, like like a leather strap. This is a broken little thing here, and I'm going to use this. This was a necklace cord, but it was broke. Okay, so they would take this like sashing, leather. They would take a leather cord, and they would feed that through. Let me see if I can get this threaded through here. You see, I'm using every bit of professionalism that I know, which is none. Okay, wait a minute. I need a bigger hole. This isn't going to work. Oh, here's what I'll use. I'll use this safety pin, and we're going to run this. I probably need to do this over. Okay, we're going to run this safety pin through there, and that'll pull my cord through. Yeah, that works a lot better. Okay, so then after they stitched that fancy stitch to hold the skirt together down the seam, and then that would be down the side, that fancy stitching. Then they would put the leather strap through, and they would put then the skirt will go on and they would get that tied. Now, I believe that is all the stitching this is going to get, I believe. Okay, now there, now I have that tied with my leather strip, which isn't leather, and all right, so you get kind of an idea there. That was the second part. Now, ow, Pluto. Oh, you're not Pluto, you're a little bit, but you got feet like Pluto. Okay, so now the next part of it was that we're going to, now we take two pieces. Now again, we have two pieces of two rectangles. Let me see if this is, yeah, see, I should have had all my pieces cut ahead of time, but no, I didn't. So you have to, well, you don't have to do anything, but oh, here, we're going to use this. We're going to get two sections of this, two rectangles again. Oh, wait a minute, I got these ones already cut. These will work. Okay, so we have two rectangles, and go ahead and give them a little press. Okay, so then one is for the front and one is for the back. Now, these two rectangles, we're going to turn them down. Yes, turn them down like this. This is the top. Now, probably with their woven fabric, it was probably pretty much the same on both sides, which here we don't have that. Now, to put this on, they used brooches. Now, what we're going to use is these here. We're going to use, these are going to be our pretend brooches. We're going to use these two bulb pins, and we're going to use, I got chain here, and I've got an old necklace. See, this is what I was looking for, my old jewelry last night, and that's when I come up with putting them things up on the window glass like that there. Okay, and so I'm going to take, okay, where did I put my, there they are. I'm going to take these two, I'm going to take piece of this chain. Now they had layers of chain, like, and I'm going to use 3 layers. Okay, so here's one. And hi Pluto, nice to see you back, sweet cheeks. And then we're going to take, I have to break it apart. I probably should just start this all over and have all my pieces ready. 1, 2, 3. Okay, they might be a little long. But what I'm going to do now is, let's see, oh, there they are. I have these little beads, which will doctor up my, okay, I just got a couple of little beads here. Okay. All right, and so I'm going to put the chain, let me see, I'm going to put the chain, a piece of the chain there onto the clip. Now, I don't know that they had their, and then I put a little bead, and then I'll put another piece of the chain, another chain, and then another little bead. Oh, Pluto. I don't know how this dog figures out how she can step on my foot every time she goes through. Oh, good. Now she's laying down comfortably in her blankets. Good dog. I love you, Pluto. I'm sorry I pick on you. Okay, see, so now I've got those 3 chains on there. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and clip that shut so I don't lose them. And then I'm going to put on the other brooch, I'm going to put these chains. Put the chain, and then a bead. I just think it's just been fun researching and looking at this stuff. Pluto, good grief, that animal. And then the next chain. And then another bead. And arthritic thumb. Okay. And then the third chain. Pluto, thank you for not stepping on my foot that time. Okay. Now that's what we have. Oh, wait a minute. Well, it's going to be okay. That's that here. See, that's how that chain is there. Okay, so now this is how the front piece and the back piece of this next part of the clothing was put together. It was the front piece and then the back piece, and they must have had help because you need more than 2 hands to do this. They must have helped each other dress in the morning. Ruth, who helped you in the morning? Okay, oh, I'm looking for the other clip, and it's at the other end of the chain. There, let's see. Now, Little Tej is here. I should have did one whole thing up first. Now, one thing I can see I should have done a little differently was, now see how that is right there? I should have had her little skirt a little bit longer, but I didn't. Now then, this was pulled together on the sides, and then another brooch type something on the side to hold that shut right there. Now let me see, I've got here some little bitty safety pins. See if I can work these safety pins. Now they really liked color, and so a lot of their things were more colorful than what we see here. Now I'm going to just pin that together on the side with this pretend brooch. So they liked a lot of bling, just like we like now. Ladies like to have their bling. Oh, look at there, I just wrecked that pin. We'll get another one, not a problem. Now, let me see if I can do this one without breaking the safety pin. This high dollar brooch. Okay. And then we'll get that side pinned, and then we'll get another red pin because we do want them to match. And okay, so now actually, get that pinned. Jen must be home. Okay. Now we have that pinned. But actually, I'm going to cut off a part of this because her skirt is supposed to still show. And I might tell you too that they would put, I might make another one and do it a little bit more accurately, but they would put a border across the bottom, like a twill ribbon, you know, but they would make them themselves. And but see that then that skirt should still show. And then the next part was an apron. Now they would add an apron. And let's see, I cut some pieces here, this one. Now the apron would go here. The way they put their apron on then again would be with, and they were always a lot more prepared than I am being right now. Oh, here, let me just get a piece of this embroidery floss. This will work, this will work. Now for their apron, they just had, again, a rectangle of fabric, and they would fold, they would put this would be their apron, and they would fold it over the top. And then, okay, stand still. Ruth, I need you to be just real still, please. Well, go ahead and lay down, Ruth. If it'll be helpful to you, it's helpful to me. Okay, and this apron, actually, they would have that tied on with a long piece of like a braid. And they would just fold this part down. Can you get an idea, sort of? But they would use something like this here, like a braid, like a woven something, or like this here. That would be pretty if I would have just used that on there instead. But they would have it to where it's on there, and then a long piece to hang down the side. So we'll put this down there. That'll make it look a little bit more accurate. Now the inside of this fabric isn't as pretty as the outside, but you kind of get an idea. Then this would be the apron. I got plenty of coffee because I got my big cupful. Thank you, darling. And then the next would be another rectangle. This is pretty. I really wasn't planning to use that. I had a piece of orange somewhere. Now this is what they would use for their little headpiece. So there's that little piece of orange. Do I want to use, okay, maybe I better use the orange. Let me just press that too, because that's all wrinkled. She doesn't want to go to town with her mother, Naomi. Was Naomi her mother? I think so. And so now this, they would use the rectangle again for the headpiece. And so, let me see, where did I put that piece of ribbon? Okay. Oh, man. I so wish my head turned. Well, I don't have a piece of ribbon. I'm going to use a piece of this cord, which I think that might be more what they did use. It's more like a cord. End. Where's the end? All right, so they used for her headpiece then. All right. They would take then this piece like this, turn it around to the back. Pull it around to the back. They'd put a little pin here at the base of the neck, nape of her neck there, and that is where that would go over her head. And then the cord to hold it on and then that would tie in behind. I'm sure you all are kind of getting the idea here, but if you were to, no, don't tie it around her throat, Elizabeth. She'll have no trouble breathing. Okay. And there goes Pluto again, under the table. Okay. That's not on very tight, but that's holding it. That shows. So mainly, this are the pieces and the routine or the way that they were put on. I'm going to make more of these just because I want to take my time, and I want to take my time. She looks more like a Indian, like a. She looks more like a. What are we supposed to call? We're not supposed to call them Indians anymore. We call them Native Americans. Okay, Native American. She looks more like a Native American. But this is kind of the idea. This is kind of the. This is actually the process of how their dress went. Although this really, I got to dig around and find fabrics that I can use. I got a lot of strap fabrics. And I think I might have some wool even that I can. Oh, like this piece would make good for the apron because it's like both sides are about the same. So it would be pretty folded over. So on my next one, I'll probably use this. I'll probably take this one completely apart and redo it. But you get the idea of how they put together an outfit. This is how they put together their outfit for the day. And like I say, they really liked colors, so they dyed their fabrics mostly in blues, yellows, and reds. And then out of blue, yellow, and red, they can pretty much make any color, mixing them. But, and I got her all crooked. But that's basically the idea. So they had a lot of bling. Their little chains did not go around their neck. It come from shoulder to shoulder. This front piece is 2 pieces of the rectangle, and it was folded over at the top like this, and then pinned together with a brooch. And maybe the chain wasn't actually hooked to the brooch that pinned them together. Maybe it was stitched to the fabric. I'm not sure, but I just pinned it together with the brooch that held it together. So they use a lot of brooches, and their fabrics mainly all rectangles, and they put together everything. And they did a lot of weaving. They did a lot of their the a lot of the trim, because there was trim at the bottom of the skirt. There was trim at the actually I don't have this right, because actually the tunic was covered. I just thought of that. So this skirt should have went down far enough to cover the tunic. I just remembered that the tunic got covered. And so and maybe the sleeves not. And even the sleeves, they didn't. Some of them that I've seen, this part of it that I've got the sleeves wasn't even stitched. It was just pinned together using a brooch or something. And a lot of the little pinnings that they used would be like almost like a needle, and they would put something together with that needle. It was like a needle, like this way, but then there would be a piece of lashing or a cord of some kind that came through the eye, and they would figure 8 wrap that around that needle. And that would be on the side, her sides, to hold these together. That was another one that I saw that was done like that. But I'm just so excited about learning these things. And like I say, this one I just throw together fast, and threw together, whatever, fast. And so But I'll probably take this one back apart and work on it some more because now I just remembered that this skirt goes all the way down to cover the tunic, because the tunic is almost like a slip. And they said because the tunic was made with a lighter, like a linen fabric, I guess, sort of. I'm not sure about all the fabrics they had back there in the Iron Age, but and then being that the wool, they wanted to protect the wool and not have it right up against the skin, and so yeah, that's a bit of an idea. I'm gonna make another one, and then I'll show you that one later on in life. I'll probably make another one today. I'm interested. That's what I think I want to do. Okay, so I'm gonna read a little something from um, Helen Steiner Rice today. Her collections of blessings, and I open it up here to page 152. It says, "Lord, this is all I ask. Lord, show me the way I can somehow repay the blessings you've given to me. Lord, teach me to do what you most want me to and to be what you want me to be. I'm unworthy, I know, but I do love you so. I beg you to answer my plea. I've not much to give, but as long as I live, may I give it completely to thee." I like that one. I've liked all of them, haven't I? But I really like this one. This is all I ask. I've not much to give, but as long as I live, may I give it completely to thee. Amen to that. This is such a good book. Um, and with that, I ask God to watch over you every step you take, every move you make, keep you safe and secure, keep you healthy, happy, and humble, and every step you take, every move you make. And no matter how hard life gets, stay another day. God bless and keep you, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching this to the end, and I will see you again soon. God bless.